Whatever you do, don't bet on college football in week 3 without watching this video. Joe DeLeone here with the Sports Geek. We are giving out football picks in the NFL and college football every single week. And so far, we've been killing it in college football. We're 5-1 on our bets. And we're going to continue on with this hot streak with 3 more great bets that you need to place today. Before we move on, make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment below what bets are you taking today, and let's get into it. First up, I really like Georgia minus 3.5 against Tennessee. I think that this line reflects the fact that there's this belief that Georgia's offense isn't explosive enough for them to even win this game. And I reject that notion. Gunnar Stockton has been a little timid. He has not been as aggressive as he looked when he filled in for Carson Beck last year. He hasn't wanted to throw past the sticks, but that was against Marshall, and it was against Austin Peay. Mike Bobo knows, the offense coordinator knows that they don't need to open things up. They don't. Playing against an FCS team and a G5 team. Now he has to prepare to square off with a really good Tennessee defense. They don't want to show what they're going to do this year on film. They got Zachariah Branch. They got Noah Thomas. They got Colby Young. They've got receivers. They've got weapons. Dylan Bell, Lawson Lucky. They've got athletes. You're telling me that what they've called so far, go back and watch these games, what they called so far is what they're going to do against Tennessee? Why would they put that on film against those bad opponents when they can cakewalk their way through a victory? I think on the Tennessee side of things, I've loved watching Joey Aguilar. And I love the story of Joey Aguilar, and I think he's going to finish this year really strongly. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Hasn't turned the ball over. That will change in this game. He has been a very risk-filled decision maker. He has turned the ball over in a number of circumstances when he was at App State, and especially when they were going up against when they were going up against Power 4 opponents, he struggled the most. Great start, and I think that he's shown improvement, and he's a good fit for this offense, and the gunslinger mentality works well with Heupel so far. But when you're going up against that Georgia core, whole defense, that secondary, that defensive line, he's going to make a mistake. If he comes out of this game without throwing a pick, he's a Heisman contender. I'm kind of saying that hyperbolically and a little bit facetiously, but to come out of that without turning the ball over, knowing his past, there's no way. There's no way I'm doing that. So give me Georgia minus 3.5. I really like Minnesota minus 1.5. Going to Cal, super late night game. I'm hoping I don't wake up to bad news because there's no way I'm watching this thing. I think it's like an 11 p.m. kick or something crazy like that. Eastern time. JKS, I don't want to butcher his name. The 5-star quarterback for Cal is awesome. I'm telling you guys, if you're college football fans, watch this kid. He's the truth. I mean, this is one of the best 5-star quarterbacks that I've seen. Unbelievable. I think that he can keep this team in the game, and it is tough for Minnesota, body clock-wise, travel-wise, to be ready to go and to play at their full potential. But, you have a Minnesota team that I think is getting disrespected by this line and is being very mischaracterized by the national media. Drake Lindsay has looked great at quarterback. One of his turnovers this year was off of a foot of a Buffalo defender. They have a really solid offensive line. I'm a big Greg Johnson fan. They have a very physical defensive line and a really good secondary. Coy Parrish, get to know him. And I really like their run game. I think in a game like this, where outside of JKS, that Cal roster's bad. It's bad. Most of their top players left. They went elsewhere. Jaden Ott, example A. I could keep listing them off. I'm not going to waste your time. We're not going to play the name game here. Give me Minnesota minus 1.5. Ole Miss minus 7.5 against Arkansas. The one bet that we've gotten wrong this season, one bet, was this Ole Miss minus 7.5, or sorry, minus 10.5 bet that we had against Kentucky. I think that Lane Kiffin is going to bounce back here. I think he got the bad game out of his system. I think that this is one of those opportunities for him to really build momentum and to really, really start to establish this offense. I think Austin Simmons showed some signs, but still is like really messy as a decision maker. This feels like a breakthrough point. This feels like a spot where they can really get through, especially at home. I just don't trust the volatility of Arkansas because last year, and it's a lot of the same guys offensively, especially Taylon Green, who was great in spots and then had some bad games. There were a lot of games where they'd be awesome. They'd be stellar. But on the road, they were rough. They were rough. I think that Ole Miss is going to be able to accomplish this. -7.5. Comment below what bets do you like for this game, or sorry, for this weekend. We'll talk to you folks later.